Hello from Thailand. In one of my earlier videos, I reviewed a total weed trimmer slash blower setup. It worked great. It still works great. I use it on my grass here when it starts growing uncontrollably, especially for some of the larger pieces that my push mower cannot cut at all. But it does run into some problems. If I let my yard go and let that grass grow and some things, brush and things like that, start growing, the weed trimmer, the little trimmer line and everything, it is not strong enough to cut through these thicker areas. And in fact, some parts in the grass, when it's very, very thick, it kind of bogs down. So I decided to upgrade to this beast. And this one, there's a couple of advantages. It's more closer to what I would call a standard weed trimmer. So it's a full length. It's a straight arm. It doesn't have any curve in it or anything like that. The other thing that it has, it's electric. So just like my previous one, where it was also electric with a 2 amp, one single 2 amp battery, this one is powered by two 4 amp hour batteries. So it's definitely got a lot more heft to it. So it does come with a whole bunch of different accessories. So I have already opened up the box to rate the batteries and the charger, because these batteries are interchangeable with other Total products. In fact, I've used these batteries, these 4 amp batteries, on my smaller trimmer, and it works great. One of those batteries, I could tear through this whole entire yard and still have enough to use the blower to clean up some of the trimmings that flew away. But if I do the two 2 amp batteries, I gotta burn through both of them. But this guy, again, it's got more power and it's got a beefier motor, so it has been advertised as being able to cut through some of this thicker foliage, and that's exactly what I'm hoping it will do. Because at a piece of property that we have just down that way, we have some larger brush and other greenery that is just growing out of control right now because it is the rainy season here in Thailand. So I'm going to put this sucker to the test and see if it's able to cut through any of this and make my life better. Again, in my past videos, I went the electric route because I didn't want to deal with the gasoline products. I do have a gas trimmer. It's got one of those like handles that you kind of swing back and forth like this. But one, I gotta do the gas oil mixture all the time. I gotta get gas. If I leave gas inside the gas tank, it will eventually evaporate, which is pretty awesome. So that means I gotta get more gas. And then the blade itself was chipped, not by me, but it was chipped, so it's got this nice vibration. So if I use it to go through my yard here, just in that short amount of time, that vibration, I literally cannot feel my right hand anymore, which is where the trigger is. It's just, it's numb. The thing is numb. So I'm hoping I'll have a better experience with this. It could be a complete disaster, but with all the other Total products that I've purchased, it's worked pretty good so far. So let's open this box up and take a look at what's inside. Like I said, I've rated it for the charger. It is so I'm able to charge two 4 amp batteries, I think, within 1 hour or even less than 1 hour, which is great. But I have a drill, I have a grinder, I have a caulking gun, an electric caulking gun. I have the trimmer, the blower, and all of these use this battery here. So you get the charger. Those 4-amp-hour batteries, they're definitely not new looking. They've got a lot of dirt and debris all over them because they've been used. It does come with some trimmer line, which is nice because you can swap out the head to be either trimmer line based or somewhere in here. So here's the trimmer line head. So I would use that for the grass, something that's weaker structurally as far as, being able to tear through it. Looks like there's a little guard here, which I'll probably put on. Handle, some other plastic pieces, I assume, all just to make it stable. There's another guard, and it comes with another blade. So this kind of reminds me of Kroll. But this particular blade, I'm going to use this sucker to cut through the brush. I thought it was going to be more of a long bar, but it's triangle shape, which is kind of cool. I guess there's more cutting surface that way. So it looks like I won't be putting that one on because that's for the trimmer line head. But I'll be putting this one on instead to go with this particular blade. And it does say on the blade, max speed 9,500 R/minute. So, it's revolutions per minute. Got a nice little strap. And because they care about your safety, there's a pair of goggles in here as well. But this is it. Unlike the other trimmer that I have, it's not expandable or collapsible just for storage. So it's just full length. It's got, looks like an on-off switch and a speed button, so I can control, fast or slow. It looks like it's got a safety lever here, and then the speed on top. That does not push down, but yeah, so the eject button is actually on the battery itself. And there's the head. Okay, they do include a tool, so I'm able to remove this and put on, whatever blade that I want. So I'm going to do that. I'll get this thing assembled, and then I'll head over to where I want to attack, and let's see if this thing works. Alright, it's all assembled. This guard, super easy to put on. The blade itself, also super easy to put on. The one thing to note, they did include a little Allen key that you put through a little hole that prevents the head from spinning as you're tightening up the nut. So that's a nice little touch. The only thing that I didn't like with the assembly was this handle here. For one thing, I kept having to look at the picture on the box to find out what direction the thing even went. But my biggest gripe is the Allen key that they include with it, or hex key, whatever you want to call it, is too short. So if you use it, the short end, you spin it and you would hit the handle, and then you have to take it out and put it in there again, spin it. So it just took forever. And these screws, they're probably, I don't know, 1 to 2 inches long. They're fairly long. The other thing is, if you did it the long way, you inserted the key and spun it, again, you'd hit the handle. So it took, there's 4 of these screws in here. It took about 10 minutes to use the included key to get this thing screwed together. So total, if you're ever watching this, include a longer Allen key. I have them, but I wanted to see what the experience was out of the box, right? So that's the only thing that I didn't like about it. It does have that nice little padded strap that I'll most likely use and put around my neck. But next thing is to insert the batteries and head over to the site. Okay, I have removed the covers from the batteries. So here's battery number 1. Be cool if it made like a brrrr noise. Powering up. And here's the second battery. I should show you this. Both batteries, I mean, this isn't like revolutionary, but each battery has this little tester, so you can test it and show the battery level. So these things are fully charged, both of them. So insert the second one. Again, you could see they've been used. They're kind of dirty here and there. I forgot I had a rotary drill or hammer drill. That was the other product that I purchased from Total. Again, useful for drilling into concrete and inserting rebar and things like that, making big holes. So we're all ready to go. So let's do this. So this is the brush that I'm talking about. So a lot of this is pretty thick. I mean, that one, I don't even know what the heck this is, but I mean, that's got a substantial stock to it. But it kind of goes in there. But this is the drainage ditch or the irrigation canal the farmers use. So unfortunately, some of this debris is going to fall in there. But we wanted to make it look a little nicer. I will not cut right over here next to that red marker. There was a lot of water that was draining down here, creating like a little tiny mini waterfall. So I want to keep some of the foliage here to kind of hold the soil together so we don't have an erosion problem. And then as we go over here, this is the neighbor's land, but I'm going to try cutting some of this too, just so it looks nice. But yeah, there's no way that smaller weed trimmer would be able to get through any of this. I tried, I really did, and it struggled. I kept breaking the string, the plastic line, over and over and over again. It stood no chance. So let's set the camera up and start hacking away. I have both cameras set up. I've got tracking on me. Hopefully it doesn't give up when I start moving down the line here. But I'm going to don my provided goggles. Do have a hat to keep some of the sun out. I mean, it's just all clouds right now, but that sun can push right through the clouds. A little bit on the tight side. I got a oblong head, so it's probably going to leave marks, but I'd rather have marks than an eye that's put out by flying debris. Speaking of flying debris, I do have shorts on. I should probably be wearing long pants. When I first started using the other trimmer, I did like hit a patch of sand, and the sand basically like sandblasted my legs. So I might experience that again. So yay. Okay, yeah, the goggles are digging into the nose. First time I adjusted the strap, I let it all the way down because I wanted the head to be closer to the ground. And I kind of let it out a little bit too far, and the end of the, I don't know, whatever this fabric is, it came out of the little plastic clip thing, and strap was useless. All right, I'm not really sure how to do it, but it's got an on-up button. Let's press that, maybe a hold. All right, I got a green light, and I got speed, so let's see. So that looks to be... Okay, so there's fast and slow. When it's on fast, the LED it's illuminated green, but it's very bright green. But when I press it a second time on the speed button, it goes to like a half dim version of the green. So, in fact, you can probably hear, here's full speed. Stops pretty quick, which is nice. And this is half speed. I'm gonna try half speed or the slower speed because some of this other stuff here it's Not too thick, jungly. So that was the concrete driveway that I hit. I don't see any damage on the blade. I mean, I see like a little dusting of concrete on it. Kind of almost thinking I don't want to cut this part. I mean, this stuff, my wife calls it pakboon. It grows really, really fast, and the very ends of it, they like to snip it and then eat it. So, in fact, that's what they were doing. There's a whole bunch of it behind you. They're harvesting this. They're going to eat it for lunch or dinner or whatever. So that pakboon stuff, it's kind of like a vine, just like grows everywhere, and it will always wrap around the wheels of my push mower and bog that down. So it's not my favorite. So one recommendation while you're doing this, keep your mouth closed. I've got a few bits and pieces flying in. I mean, the ladies eat it, so I guess it should be all right. I did cut into one of these bigger chunks of whatever, and it just like fell like a tree, so that's kind of nice. So I don't know if you can see that right over here. That's a pretty sizable piece. So that's cool. It's like a ½ inch. Battery. I do like the fact that it stops really, really fast. I might want to get my normal sunglasses. And the nice thing about these goggles is it's got like protection from the top and the bottom, so when this stuff flies in my mouth, it's not flying into my eyes from under. But again, with no adjustment, it's digging into my nose. One of the other reasons why I decided to just do half power, in addition to like some of this being like smaller, not very thick, super dense, is battery life. So the cooler this thing runs, the better. It won't overheat. Either the batteries or the motor, and I'll get better battery life out of it. So, all right, the doggies are coming this way. Oh, I just discovered something. So if I talk a long time like I did, it's got an auto power off, which is nice. So if you got it set up somewhere and you got some kids over, the thing will automatically turn off. So I don't know how long that was, a couple minutes, whatever, but it turns off.
That's a big one too.
Yeah, it just cut through some really big stuff, honey. You don't even have to pull it. I'll cut right through it.
You will cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's cut everything.
Shoot.
Yeah. But it's better. Yeah, I might as well if I got battery. So yeah, I wanted to extend the battery life just so I can cut more. All right, it's back on. Gonna hit the button to go slow speed. Goggles back on. The bad thing about these, there's no vent at the top. So as I sweat, it's starting to fog up the goggles. But they were free. Not sure if you can hear it, but as it gets bogged down a little bit, the motor actually speeds up to a higher RPM. To, tear right through that thick part, so that's kind of nice. There's a culvert that runs right underneath here, so I'm trying to get the weeds away from the mouth of the culvert, so when the farmers do their thing, the water can go right underneath. Woo! Bit of a walkout. I just had to be careful that I don't accidentally slide in. I mean, it's not like I'll drown or anything like that, but I don't want to go in. So my back is curved and I feel uncomfortable. It's raining in my goggles. Sucks, there's butterflies that have used this as their home, and now it's not. They've all been evicted. I'm curious. Well, I was gonna say I'm curious to see how much battery life one of these things still has. We're about halfway through this mess. The birds are upset, not because of me, but my wife's walking the dogs and the neighbor's walking, and whew. Nobody said this was going to be a workout. Gosh. You look at it and like, it's doable. 10 minutes max. Nah. My wife's like, oh, Just do over there too. That'd be cool. Make it look nice. Okay. Actually, I might not want to do over there because a lot of those plants smell like poop. I will say, you know, even though it's a neck strap, it's actually fairly comfortable around the neck. I guess it's got sufficient padding where it doesn't feel like it's digging in, at least the smaller strap. Be nice. So I'm trying to break this up into smaller pieces so they'll be able to go down the drain. But it would be nice if I can collect some of this. Whew. I want to go swimming. Okay. Now I'm down to the tricky part. Tricky because there's a little tiny ledge for me to stand on. My hands, looks like I've been using, I don't know, I guess both hands. It does have some weight to it. My hands are red, so I've been holding on to the thing. The plant debris is spraying everywhere, so it's all over me. Before I do the neighbor a favor, I'm going to finish our site first. Yeah. Sounds like a great idea. Woo! Sorry about that. I should check the camera more often. Okay. Watching me? Thank you, buddies. Oh. Woo. It's working. I put it in high powered mode. Ugh. Just like plant debris everywhere. I put it in high powered mode and it actually reminded me of a helicopter sound. You know, one of those high powered remote control helicopters. Especially when I was going up and down. Like the collective pitch was doing its thing and making the rotors sound all loud. Well, you get the idea. It cuts, the batteries are still going. I did what I wanted to do originally, which is in front of our land. So now I'm going to expand into the neighbor's land, tidies theirs up. Maybe if I got battery, I'll do across the street. I've yet to see how much battery is left. Here, let's do a quick peek. It's off. I'm taking one of these suckers off. And it's like 1.5 left. So halfway. So if I'm able to do this, I should be able to do the neighbors and a tiny bit of that. Not bad, not bad. So I like it. It's cool. I'll have to try it with the string, see how that goes. Might be a completely different experience. Try it on the grass one day, switch out the head. But yeah. Aside from the handle and the goggles that dig into my face, everything about it is pretty damn cool. So, alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please click one of the video links below or click the playlist.